Guys, I can't do it no more. I surrender. I surrender. I can't take Holley's EFI no more. I surrender. Let's get into it.
Let's get in the shop and build something.
All right, guys. So for those of you that follow the channel, I thank you. Really appreciate it. For those of you that are new to the channel, please like and subscribe. We got cool stuff we're working on. Hot rods and all kinds of fab work. So appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. But let's get into today's video. So if you're a follower of the channel, you know, a couple years ago I got a burr up my butt to try out the new Holley Sniper EFI. And it had some really good features that I liked. I had to sort through them and I had to have a little help from Holley, but we got it. We got it figured out, and it was pretty cool actually in the beginning. The things I liked was, you know, the cold starts. I go out in the dead of winter and just turn it on, let it boot up, hit the starter, fires up, sits there, idles up at a high idle, and warms it up. And then I liked in the summer that I could control the AC with the fuel injection system. You know, like whenever you stomp the throttle, it's got a cutout that cuts out the AC when you need full afterburners on this little 302. The other thing it did is it had a built-in, it monitors the water temperature for its system. So they added in a fan controller for your cooling fans on your radiator. Another really cool feature that I liked. Fast forward, and let's talk about all the stuff I don't like. So from day one, you know, they advertised this as self-learning, yada, yada, yada. And it never did. It self-learned some, but I've had problems with overfueling from the day I put it in. I actually completely overhauled this motor, had a machine shop go through the whole thing. I fired on the carburetor, got it running for a little bit, and then we switched over to the EFI system. In hindsight, there's a couple things I should have done prior because the information wasn't there, and really I don't think still is out on the internet that I've seen. And that's what I should have done with the factory distributor. I should have kind of, with the timing light, had somebody run the throttle up through RPM ranges until we saw what max timing was on the distributor with the mechanical or vacuum advanced system, and then I could have documented that, and that would have been helpful information to have when setting the tune. I didn't know that. I didn't do it. So was guessing, and really have still been guessing because I can't find it on the internet for this combination. I'm running the Motorsports X heads, older style, a Wind intake, dual plane intake manifold. And with the carburetor, I'm telling you, this thing was stout, very stout. But since going to this Holley, it's been a turd. And I'm just not going to sugarcoat it. Holley didn't pay me to install that, and I'm just going to tell you like it is. above 2,500, it'll clean out and it'll run pretty good. It actually runs very rich. If you stomp it, you'll get a big old black cloud blowing out the back. And it overfuels. The biggest problem is overfueling. To the point that over the last couple of years that I've been fooling with this, and not being able to get the tune, get it right between 1,000 and 2,000 RPM, it has basically overfueled it to the point where it's washed the cylinders down, I'm burning oil, and I'm going to have to overhaul the motor again. And I don't even have 20,000 miles on this build. So I'm pretty upset about that, honestly. Talked to a ton of different people, been all over the forums, been trying to glean everything I can get since I put this system in. Now this is the Sniper 1 or the original Sniper, or whatever you want to call it. It is the original. And I thought I was being really cool and doing all the right things, because I not only ordered the Sniper EFI system, I ordered the Sniper distributor, which is right there. I ordered, you probably can't see it in the video, but right over there by the reservoirs is the Sniper ignition, and right here is the Sniper coil. So I thought, man, I got everything Sniper. This is going to be an awesome thing. And it has been anything but an awesome thing. Like I said, I'm to the point now where this fuel tank is 20 gallons, and I can't even get 120 miles out of that tank of gas. At 120, well, today I filled it up. It was 120, and I had already put 5 gallons in it, and I was down, I think it was actually about 130 today, but I did put 5 gallons in it earlier, last week, and then it sit over the weekend. And today I put 18.5 gallons in it after I drove to work and stopped and filled up there. That's how bad this is doing. And just kind of looking at the bores right there, I can see fuel or oil, like, I don't know what you call it, but anyway, I've gone through 3 O2 sensors with this. I have tried changing the exhaust manifold gaskets, thinking I got a leak there. I've gone down below, I've tightened up it has a ball and socket style flange on the shorty headers. I've made sure that's tight. I've redone it several times. The O2 sensor is a little further back, not too far actually, since these are shorty headers, there's a pipe that just comes right up to them, and there just wasn't room to put the O2 sensor right there below the flange or the ball and socket. So it is down just a little bit further, but I'm still, with this thing, with the exhaust tight, it shouldn't matter if I have it at 2 inches from an exhaust port or 2 foot from an exhaust port. It should still be pretty much the same readings. So I've tried all of that stuff. This truck lives, because it is my daily driver, at 1,800 to 1,900, I'm running 55, 58 miles an hour. At about 2,100, I'm running 65 miles an hour. Now, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong here, but some recent research I did suggested that Holley considers this off idle to be like basically 1,000 to 2,000, somewhere in that range, and then 2,000 to 3,000 is cruise RPM. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. But anyway, I've stated where this lives. I can't get it to run right worth a darn. It's rich as heck. Stinks to high heaven. I don't know how many people tell me, oh, did you know your truck stinks? Like it's getting too much fuel? Yeah, I know, thanks. You're about the 1,000th person that's told me this. I've redone the tunes. I've even gone down and told it it's a 289 stock, trying to get the fuel to get it to stop overfueling. I've not been able to do it. So I've decided I've jacked with this thing long enough. It's basically ruined my motor. Is there something I did wrong? I'm sure without a doubt somebody can tell me I did something wrong. I don't know what it is. I did look at getting it professionally tuned, and you know, they were wanting $400 to professionally tune it, and me being stubborn and bullheaded, I was like, I'm not going to pay it. Surely I can get this thing figured out. I mean, I've been dealing with cars since I was 16 years old, and granted, I don't care how old you are, you can always learn something, and I realize that. That's why I embraced this EFI. Unfortunately, unfortunately, I just can't continue. I can't afford to continue with this system. So what am I doing? Well, I've given it a lot of thought and a lot of consideration. You know, Fuel Tech's got one out there. Aces has one. You know, but all of those, I was looking at spending another $1,000 or more dollars. I mean, this system here, buying everything that I bought, I think at the time I had $1,500 or $1,700 in it, and I'll be doing good enough. I can get a fraction of it because these Snipers ones just don't have the best reputation anymore. You know, maybe if it would have been a bigger motor than this. This is actually a 306. It's a 302 bored 40 over. It's not a stock cam, not stock heads, not in stock pistons. You know, they actually have a slight dome on them, so there's a little bit of compression. So this should be a decent motor, but it's not. It's a pooch. I mean, it runs like crap, absolute crap. It embarrasses me to drive it. Anyway, after giving it just a lot of consideration, and I just decided, you know what's the, you know, I also have my drag truck that I run, and unfortunately I don't have an unlimited budget, and I ain't getting paid to do YouTube videos, and so I got no help but what I can do out of my paycheck. And I decided I'm gonna pull this out, sell what I can, get what I can out of it, and we are going to this, a good old-fashioned carburetor, going back to a carburetor. Originally I had a Holley 650 double pumper, which was really a little more carb than it needed, but boy, I'll tell you what, it liked it. This is a Holley 600 vacuum secondary. It's a 4160. I'm going to change I got overhaul. I bought it used. I got a really good price on it. I'm going to tear it down. I'm going to rebuild it. I'm going to put the quick fuel secondaries on it so I can do jetting back there. And actually Richard Holdner just did a video just about a month ago. It came out, and it's a very close copy, not copy, but it's the motor he did on his dyno with a Holley 600 vacuum secondary carburetor is I'm not going to say it's identical, it's not, it's extremely close though. They had a little better heads on it, similar size cam, same intake. They had their distributor locked out. I'm not going to do that because I do daily drive. This is my daily. I drive this to keep the miles off my big diesel because those things are so blessed expensive that I can't afford to replace that one for a while. Anyway, that's what we're doing. I looked at ignition systems. Unfortunately, when I converted to this, I had a Holley or a MSD 6AL ignition coil. I had a whole setup here, and I sold all of it to help finance this. And today, you know, as we all know, prices have just skyrocketed on everything. And shoot, now you used to be able to pick up an MSD 6AL that was in good for $100, send it into MSD to get it gone, just checked over, make sure it's good, you know, and you got another $75 in it, and bam, $175, you got a new ignition system basically. Now, man, a used one's $250, and new, my cost was $500 for an MSD, or a little under that, something like that. So, and I wish I still had the few that I've bartered and everything over the years, but I don't. I sold it. So anyway, I bought Summit. Let me get that. A Summit ignition. Seemed to have decent reviews. I bought this. This is going to be the ignition system for it. And I also, through Summit, I went ahead and just purchased a stock distributor for the year of the type of this motor. And that's what we're going to run. So, you know, over the next few days, I'll try and get some film work done. I have not figured out yet what I'm going to do to control the fans. I would like to control them off the water temperature. There's some systems out there. I'll probably end up going with one of them. I just don't know what yet. So I got that to figure out. I'll be losing the AC control, kick down control. I could probably put a micro switch that they use in nitrous systems on it to activate it that way. That's a possibility. In fact, I might look and see if I have one. We'll see. That's a possibility to control the AC. We'll see. The other option is when I really need to stomp on it that hard, I'm going to be dropping a gear anyway, and if I need to, all I got to do is reach down, push the button on this old system, and turn the AC off while I'm accelerating. Big deal. That's not a deal breaker for me. The biggest thing is just going to get some kind of a thermal control for the fans. I don't like the style that has that little probe you stick in the radiator. I'm going to get one that works off of a temperature sensor that you put in there. So that's the plan. Sorry, Holley, we're getting a divorce. I can't afford the fuel mileage. I'm just so frustrated with it. I can't even begin to see straight. And I will say it has gotten worse over time. It wasn't quite this bad. I've always struggled with idle to 2,000 from day one. But it's just slowly gotten worse and worse and worse. It doesn't matter what I do on the tune. I can't get it figured out. And I raise the white flag, I surrender, I'm done. We're going back to carburetor. That's all there is to it. So stick around, stay tuned. We got more coming, and like and subscribe, and you can see me. I'll undo everything I did to put this in, and we'll go back and get the Holley installed and rebuilt and installed, and we'll go from there. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Catch you on the next one.